This is What's New, taking a look at you and your world. The unusual, the entertaining, and the stimulating. With Warren Martin, Nancy Nelson, and Gil Amundsen to let you know what's new.
Good morning and welcome to What's New. Nice to see you today.
It's good to have you with us. It's a beautiful day in our part of the world, and we've got some exciting things ahead for you here today on What's New. You know all the times you've told me to go fly my kite?
Yes, I have.
Well, I did that recently, and we put it on videotape, and we'll show you how much fun that can be. It is a ball.
Well, sensational kites. I mean, not the sort of kite you're used to seeing, that little triangle. These are really impressive.
Well, they're space-age kites.
Well, there you have it. We're also going to take a trip down to Houston, Texas, the world premiere of The Urban Cowboy. Of course, it's been playing for some time now in the Twin Cities, starring John Travolta. We'll talk with him and several other cast members and see a bit of the nutsy excitement that goes on at one of those things.
And a group of the most delightful children you'll ever see and listen to in your life. They're part of the great Minneapolis Aquatennial Festival. They are here from China. They sing, and they are super. You'll love them.
The Rong, Shing, and I'm sure I said it incorrectly, from Taipei Children's Chorus. And that's what we're doing on What's New today. Of course, we like to start by bringing you up to date on the news, and our friend Gil Amundsen does that. Good morning, Gil.
Thank you. Good morning. Bright summer weather does continue in the Twin Cities, 68 now, heading for a high today in the low 80s. But leading the at 7 miles per hour, sunny skies, and it's 68 degrees. More news at 5:30 this afternoon on News Center 11. Now here's Nancy and Warren.
Thank you, Gil. In just a moment, Nancy's going to head for Houston and visit with the cast of Urban Cowboy, including John Travolta.
I guess that would be John Travolta.
It was the world premiere in Houston, Texas of The Urban Cowboy starring John Travolta. Co-starring with John is beautiful Madeline Smith. This is her first movie. She auditioned the day she graduated from the University of Southern California.
I want to be a star only in that I really truly want to be a very great and versatile actress and performer. In this country and just in this society, that goes hand in hand with stardom.
Houston, John.
Therefore, I will embrace stardom because of that, but my real goal is just to be a very, very productive and very versatile actress.
And playing John's wife in the movie, Deborah Winger. She has some minor film credits behind her.
I mean, I celebrate these reviews that I've gotten so far. They're wonderful in the reaction to the film. But it's a constant reminder that you always, as excited as you'll get about the good reviews, if you get a bad review, you're going to get that depressed. So I'm celebrating it, but it certainly is not changing my life. You know, I didn't go out and hire a slave, and buy a mansion. I mean, you get, if you believe that stuff, you become really nuts.
Urban Cowboy is a documentary-like film about the lifestyle of the oil field workers in Houston, Texas. To escape their humdrum existence, many go nightly to the world's largest nightclub outside of Houston, Gillies, a real place, and Gillies a real man. Most of the movie was shot at this location. Since the days of the cowboy bucking broncs is nearly over, nights at Gillies, you can pay to ride the mechanical bronc, a feat that becomes important to conquer for some.
Hey, sissy! Get down from there!
Bud, just watch, okay?
Right now!
She knows what she's doing. All right, now remember, keep your head in the well and don't think about nothing but the ride.
Show them how to do it, girl.
Okay.
Come on.
Turn that girl loose.
She rides better than you do.
Show you I could ride it.
You lied to me.
I didn't lie.
Director Jim Bridges has given us successes like The Paper Chase and China Syndrome.
I always work just to work to make the thing, and it's the film, it's the experience, and I really don't separate the end product from my experience of making the film, because I believe very strongly that what you see on the screen is a distillation of the experience. And Urban Cowboy was a wonderful summer, a wonderful experience working with John and everybody else, and there was a lot of love involved and a lot of passion, and I think it's all on the screen.
When are you going to take me home and rape me?
Whenever you get ready.
I'm ready right now. Come on.
Darling, stand. I gotta tell my girlfriends I'm going. Got myself a cowboy. See y'all later. Bud! If you've been Bud! Won't you stand by me? Bud! Bud, where are you going? Darling, stand. Oh, you... Who's you stand?
My wife.
And John Travolta, who with his role in Saturday Night Fever burst disco dancing onto the American scene, now thinks musical tastes will change.
If Urban Cowboy is any sign of it, I would think it would be definitely country. I mean, I hope it is. It would be nice to have a change here, don't you think? You think?
Every youngster enjoys trying to fly a kite, that is, and some of them can also say it. But it's also now moved into the world of adults because it is a ball. There have been some new developments that let you get kind of a vicarious thrill out of flying your own kite and mastering the sky. We took our What's New cameras out to show you how much fun it is and how simple it can be. These are giant. Get outside flying kites. Linda Trapp, how you doing?
Super, thanks. What a great day.
Oh, it is. Great. This is a day where, unlike our last attempt to go outside, it snowed 6 inches overnight, so we didn't do our golf feature, but we're going to do our kite flying feature for you today. This is a magnificent kite. This is the San Francisco Dragon kite?
That's right, yeah. Everybody that comes to San Francisco brings one of these home. It's like when you come to Minneapolis, you go out and you see the lakes around here. Well, when you go to San Francisco, you see kites in the air and you bring home a kite.
Okay, this one is how big? How long?
This is 45 feet from the top of the head out to the tail.
Okay.
And believe it or not, Warren, this is the easiest kite that we have to get up.
Really?
That's right.
How many kites do we have here today?
Well, right now, today, I brought with me like 6 kites.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing is that the different ways that you work with your kites, I've brought the 6 different kinds to show you what you can do when you're maneuvering your line. So each kite does something different.
Okay. What is this made of?
This is what we call mylar. Now the people...
Very lightweight.
It is. In fact, this is the greatest thing because this kite can withstand anything. I can take it like this. I can go like this. I can step on it if I want to step on it.
Boy, that's...
It's a great kite. The people at DuPont, you know, when they made this, they had a great idea.
What was it originally made for? What purpose? Kite flying?
I would like to say yes it was, but I don't think I better say that because I don't want the board of DuPont on my tail.
Okay. People do love to fly kites, so everybody that's been driving by here has been honking at us and been saying, can I come join you? Can I play too? And so on. So right now we're going to play. We're going to see if we can go fly a kite.
Okay, great.
Notice how expertly I brought that right back to the ground. Now we're going to show you the big ones, the 45-foot San Francisco Dragon kites, and watch them go. What's New continues our salute to the great summer festival in Minneapolis, the Aquatennial, and we have a marvelous group of children with us today.
They are among the contingent that has come to us literally from around the world for our 40th celebration. They've come all the way from Taipei in Taiwan, not speaking any English for the most part, but enjoying themselves enormously. We would like you to meet the Rong, Shing Children's Chinese Chorus.
With a very old and traditional Chinese medley. You'll recognize it.
咿呀咿呀哟，啦啦啦，王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟，他在天边养小鸡儿，咿呀咿呀哟，他咯咯这儿，他咯咯那儿，咯这咯那都说不停。王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟，王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀咿呀咿呀哟，他在天边养小鸭儿，咿呀咿呀哟。 呱呱这儿，它呱呱那儿，这呱那儿呱，这呱那儿呱，这呱那儿呱呱呱，呱呱呱呱呱呱呱呱呱。王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟。王老先生有快递啊，养小猪哦，咿呀咿呀哟。嘿，他在天边养小猪，咿呀咿呀哟。他咯咯这儿，他咯咯那儿，这儿咯那儿咯。王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟。 先生有快递，王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟，他在天边养小鸡儿，他在天边养小鸭，他在天边养小猪，咿呀咿呀哟，咿呀咿呀咿呀咿呀哟，咿呀咿呀咿呀咿呀哟。 他在天边养小鸡，他养小鸭，他养小猪，咯咯咯咯咯咯。王老先生。
A lot of people applauding, shouldn't we?
Hang ho!
JJ! JJ! Ni hao ma! This is Henry Wu, who has been our coach here today, Warren, teaching us a little Chinese. What did we just say? Che is?
Say. Thank you.
And ni hao ma?
Ni hao ma. How do you do?
How do you do?
And wo ai ni?
Wo ai ni?
Yes.
I love you.
And hang ho?
Heng hao. Very good.
Means you're terrific. I love
you.
Of course, we've already told the people, this group has come from Taipei in Taiwan, the first trip for all of these children to the United States. Do any of them speak English?
Oh yes, some older boys they speak and the girl they speak a little English. Yes.
The Small World song will remind you, I guess, of Christmas at the Dales, and they are, in fact, going to be appearing at the Dales. They'll be at Southdale this evening at 7 o'clock this very noon at the NSP Plaza. Then on Wednesday they appear at the National Bank Plaza and the Torchlight Parade. There'll be a portion of that. On Thursday at Butler Square, Northtown, Ridgedale. On Friday they'll be downtown, Midwest Federal Plaza and the Rotary Club Minneapolis. They've got a heavy schedule, and the best thing to do is to check all of the activities for the Minneapolis Aquatennial, because you're going to love listening to them and enjoying their concert.
I should say so. Henry, we've got just a few seconds left. Can they sing a little part of a song as we say goodbye to our friends at home?
Yes.
Okay, let's sing one more song. What?
Which one?
Sing us any song.
Any song. Okay.
Any song.
Any song that we can sing?
Just you start, and we're going to say
I don't
goodbye.
think they know any song.
Oh, sing It's a Small World After All again.
Okay.
How's that?
小世界.
In the meantime, we invite you to come back here and join us on What's New Tomorrow because, among other things, we'll be talking about the real space age program, and our guest will be Bill Green.
Thank you very much for joining us. We really are going to sing, and we'll be back tomorrow.
This is What's New, taking a look at you and your world. The unusual, the entertaining, and the stimulating. With Warren Martin, Nancy Nelson, and Gil Amundsen to let you know what's new.
Good morning to you and welcome to What's New. We've also added another cast member today named Brandy, and we'll tell you about Brandy in just a moment. We do have some very good things ahead for you today. Among other things, an opportunity to visit with Sam Melville, who's the star of the new series, mini-series, actually, Roughnecks.
Yes, very nice, man. We're also going to continue our salute to the Minneapolis Aquatennial, this time with beautiful Polynesian music and
Beautiful
dancers.
Polynesian dancers, too.
Yes, they are that. I want you to meet a friend of mine. If I could get you to turn around, this is Brandy. Brandy is a Springer Spaniel mix. She's a female. They've named her Brandy, though they really didn't know what her name is. She's at the Hennepin County Humane Society. She was a stray and in desperate need of a home. They've had children over there, and they do know that Brandy likes youngsters. And she is the nicest girl. She's been lying here on the set so calm, a little curious, but somebody, I guess, just let her go so she
Later we have a pet coming in, too, from the other Humane Society here in the metropolitan area, and you can contact them by phone if you'd like more information.
The phone
right
number
now,
is, Warren, is 522-4325.
And right now it's time for Gil Amundsen to report to you what's new. Good morning, Gil.
Good morning, Warren. Good morning, everybody. The stormy night behind us now. Our weather is improving, partly cloudy this afternoon in the Twin Cities and cooler. The odds on rain this afternoon are 20%. Our radar screen shows a few showers scattered and light southeast of the Twin Cities heading into Wisconsin. In the Twin Cities right now, we have cloudy skies, winds from the north at 12 miles per hour, humidity high at 79%. The temperature is 72 degrees. That's news. More at 5:30 tonight on News Center 11. Now here's Nancy.
Thank you, Gil, very much. We have another friend back, Warren. This little fellow is at the Ramsey County Humane Society in need of a home. His name is Bullet. We think he's a doxy cross, and the name Bullet really tells his sad story. The person that he lived with just let him run, and somebody didn't like it, and so rather than going to the owner and talking about it, they shot this little dog. He was found in an alley with a very severe gunshot wound, wasn't expected to live, but he's all right now, thankfully, and he needs a home at the Ramsey County Humane Society. He's a doxy cross. Stand up. Oh, look at that face. He's so nice.
Come on, Bullet.
He doesn't really know his name. They called him Bullet, but isn't that a sad story?
It is for a fact.
He needs a home.
So, you know, this is a beautiful day in the Twin Cities area, and it's a good day to take a little boat trip. In fact, we're going to be doing that for you in the afternoon today and play it back in the future. Right now, also on a beautiful day, we'd like to show you some of the film that occurred as the Aquatennial had their brilliant kickoff. Julie Brown was the reporter on this story, along with the photographer, Barb Hill.
The face should be familiar. It spent 4 very successful seasons in your living room on The Rookies. Now in the Roughnecks, Sam Melville. It's nice to have you in the Twin Cities.
It's really good to be here. I've never been in Minneapolis before, and I must say I've been really pleasantly surprised and just really totally blown away by the culture that you people have here in the Twin Cities. It's amazing. Of course, I shouldn't be surprised. I was just more or less unprepared for the extent of the incredible cultural activities that go on here.
You use the word cultural often, and I guess by standard definitions, The Rookies never would have been considered cultural, but certainly magnificently successful. I mean, you had worked for a long time, Sam. You'd been around, but that really did it, didn't it?
Yeah, that was the thing that really established me, and it's the old saying, overnight success after 10 years. I had been around and done over 50 or 60 television segments and about 4 films before that. But as a training ground, there's just no way to equal that daily grind of turning out an episodic television series.
Well, that's what's ironic about your business, because you can be riding on the top and all of a sudden you're unemployed. Most of us are terrified at the thought of unemployment. Yours is a business that is periods of employment, and always you face unemployment. However do you get through that?
Well, for me, I've got so many interests that involve me on off time that for me it's a real opportunity when I'm not working, because with my wife, Ann, we have a musical group that we work with, and so this is sort of how we sort of keep our chops up in between jobs.
Reading the synopsis, it reads a little like a soap opera. I mean, my gosh, the only thing you're missing is a doctor and a lawyer who float in and out. Other than that, I mean, it just has everything in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's originally the story, which was formulated by Michael McCallion and Charlie Piper, it's a true story. It actually happened to Charlie and several of his co-workers, because he did work in the oil patch in Texas. And there's a man by the name of Odell out there somewhere. I hope he's pleased with my portrayal of his character. But we had that opportunity to explore actual events and actual human relationships. And so, even though it does sound a bit soap opera-ish, the events and most of the relationships that develop were based on actual incidents. And the scene we're going to see is takes place after Harry Morgan has refused to allow her on the rig because of tradition and the fact that no woman has ever been on a oil rig before, and so I try to convince him to allow her to interview us and to do a story on us. But then I discover she's been recording our conversation, and I try to get the recorder from her, and she gives me a good shot in the solar plexus. And this is the scene that takes place after that, where she tries to apologize for that incident. Oh, Lord. Uh-oh.
Hi. Can we start over? Look, I'm really sorry about what happened on the rig this afternoon. I kind of made a mess of things. So I'd like to buy you guys a round of beers.
Well, that ain't necessary.
Why?
We don't trust you.
Why not?
Hell, we don't know who you are.
I told you who I am. What do you mean? What do you want to do, put it in blood?
I think you're some kind of spy.
A spy?
Yeah, that's right, a spy. You know, for all we know, hell, you could be some kind of
Fancy Hollywood hooker sent here to get the lowdown on the operation. Look, I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's too damn hot.
Really? Well, maybe this will cool the temperature down just a little.
You think she cooks, too?
I've gained so much respect for the men who do work in the oil patch. It's an incredible way to live. The danger is so constant, and the turnover is incredible. One day they brought the accident reports out to the rig, and it's amazing the freaky quality of what can go wrong. You're just not prepared for that kind of situation, in that you never know where it's going to come from.
Awful nice to see you.
It's sure good to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is What's New, taking a look at you and your world. The unusual, the entertaining, and the stimulating. With Warren Martin, Nancy Nelson, and Gil Amundsen to let you know what's new.
Good morning. Welcome to What's New Today. Nice to see you.
Oh, it's another super day in our part of the world, and we have some really good things ahead for you on our show today. Among other things, we're going to take a little trip on the river. That's a great excursion on a beautiful, warm day like this, to get a chance to get out in the fresh air and the sunshine, enjoy it.
The Jonathan Paddleford, specifically, Warren took a trip down with Captain Bill Bowles. He is an experience in himself.
He certainly is. I learned more about rusty barges than I thought I wanted to know. But there's a lot more to it than rusty barges.
We're going to, later in the program, visit with some very special people. Alex and Barbara Lindblad. Alex is involved in the Special Olympics. Special Olympics is for retarded children. Many who possess athletic ability, and more than that, simply want to feel that they can do, when indeed they can. They're encouraged to. Carl Kaselke has been very involved in that. Of course, we know Carl for many reasons, not the least of which he was a former Viking football player, has been so active in this community for years, and I think you're going to be interested and impressed by all the people.
Say, later today on What's New, we'll tell you how you may have an opportunity to get one of your children on What's New as a model. And if you have your child selected, they get to keep the clothes, a whole outfit. So we'll tell you more about that later. Right now, it's time for Gil Amundsen to report to you What's New. Good morning, Gil.
Thank you, Warren. Good morning. On a sunny and warm day, have a high in the Twin Cities, about 87, and more on the weather a bit later.
The Special Olympics are very special. They involve unique people. Let's take a look at a videotape of what the Special Olympics is all about and what it means to folks.
When the Joseph P. Kennedy Jr. Foundation started the Special Olympics, there were perhaps 1,000 participants and a handful of volunteers. Today, Special Olympians here and abroad are over 1 million strong, with 250,000 people backing them to the hilt. The program is a grassroots network of training and competition, and it goes year-round. Each year, every state in the Union holds its own Special Olympic Games. Local industry, civic groups, and plain private citizens supply the money and manpower. Sites vary. The city of Los Angeles, a college campus in Colorado, the Connecticut village of Newtown, where 30,000 volunteers help make it happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a celebration of love. I'm John King, chairman of the Games, and I have a very special guest with me, and her name is Lori Cooper. And Lori is a great athlete. She's trained, she's dedicated.
Lori is a great athlete. So is Alex Lindblad. Alex is with us today, along with his mother, Barbara. It's nice to welcome you both to What's New.
Thank you.
The gentleman on my right, you see, I got you close. I'm no dummy. This is Carl Kaselke. Carl, of course, well known to us. I guess for the rest of your life, you're going to be known as our Viking football player, aren't you, Carl?
Well, I'll tell you, I just like to know that I'm for the Lord, and I'm for these guys here. I was in Moorhead to see the Special Olympics people perform, and oh, it's just a joy. They really compete, and it's competition really. If somebody falls on, they'll absolutely stop and help them up. And you wish that people could be that kind of sharing and that loving toward one another.
That is a very important point of the Special Olympics, Barbara, because, of course, it involves children who are retarded. And when we're talking about children, what ages are we talking about?
They have to be 8 in order to qualify, and then all the way up until they can't run anymore. I guess I've seen 60-year-old women racing, and it's really heartwarming to see.
Alex, how old are you?
10.
And tell them what you do in the Special Olympics.
I run.
You run? And you told me you do something else.
Mm-hmm.
You jump. But Alex is very, very proud of something that he got at one of the competitions. You let them see this. Can I help you hold it up? Because you tell us what this is.
Medal.
And what did you get your medal for? For the Special Olympics. He is a runner, Barbara?
Yes, he is. He ran in the 200-meter event this year and won at the local level. So he went to Moorhead to compete at the state level, and there he won his bronze medal.
Carl, you've been an athlete all your life, and we always assume that people who have any kind of disability, in a wheelchair like yourself, Alex, who is mentally retarded, simply can't perform athletically. We're all wrong, aren't we? These kids prove us wrong.
Absolutely, especially on an equal level, like even they have wheelchair sprints and races. And as long as everybody is on equal basis, it's really a thrill to compete. And, it's to see the joy and the thrill that this competition brings out in these kids is exciting. Isn't it exciting?
I'm so excited. I bore a lot of people on this show. So few of them are as honest as Alex is, that's all. But it is exciting. But Barbara, I guess some people would have the tendency to say, well, that's very nice. They get a group of retarded children together who can't really do anything else, and they let them do a little running and jumping, and they give them a medal to hang around their neck. And it could, on the surface, sound as if it's almost patronizing. In fact, as a parent, you recognize that it means a great deal emotionally and psychologically.
Yes, I really do. I think that Alex has gotten a lot more confidence in himself from this. It's fun for him to compete. We have 3 other children in our family who are all older and like to participate in sports, and Alex spent a lot of time going to ball games and races and watching them compete. So it's really good that he gets a chance to compete too.
Carol, you've used the word love and help and excitement. We have another film clip that we're going to let them take a look at. Again, done at the national competition. Just a bit more of the flavor of what Special Olympics are all about.
Better. But if I cannot win, help me be brave in the attempt. Good luck. Okay, you heard it from the coach.
There's such love. I mean, it should be called the Love Olympics. It really should, because it's just emanating from everyone. Love is a good word. That's a pretty good word.
Alex knows what that is all about. Carl, tell us a little bit more. Now, the thing that we really want to tell people about is Saturday, August 9th. They can come and watch and share in this love, can't they?
Right, and when they says, help me be brave in the attempt, really, you really see competition in its really purest form. And it's really when they win, it's just you rejoice in their happiness because it shows and they radiate this. And I invite everybody to come out because it's a thrill to be there and it's a thrill to watch them compete.
Saturday, August 9th is we call it, Barbara, a fun match?
A family day for Special Olympics. It's really going to be a treat for me too, because the whole family is invited. Alex will be competing in the morning, and there will be soccer clinics and a frisbee clinic. And then in the afternoon, they have a special carnival in Tent City for the Olympians. And the parents and coaches get to attend classes and seminars, which I really am looking forward to. Another thing I think is great is Honeywell volunteers are helping to make this so special, because each child or each Olympian will have a special friend for the day. And I'm not sure of the numbers, but they have enough volunteers that they are able to run all these races and have special friends for everyone.
It all takes place at Robbinsdale High School.
Right.
Starts at 8 in the morning. You got to get up early, Carl.
You bet.
Goes to about 4:30 in the afternoon. And is it open? I mean, we want to invite everybody to come, but beyond that, what about people who specifically have retarded youngsters? They can come and watch, but this is not a day for them to participate?
Not really, but they can kind of register to really kind
Every child who has been diagnosed as mentally retarded is eligible to participate. They have to be 8 years old, and they have to have been examined by a doctor within the past year for their own safety. But other than that, they can call the State Special Olympics office and register by phone.
It's a day of hope and love and excitement. You've got one of those days coming up very soon yourself.
You
On a
bet.
personal level, you're going to get back to ball.
Yeah.
You're going to be coach.
End of this month, I start my duties at Bethel College, and hopefully we'll show them how to win football games.
Listen, I'll bet you're very excited. I mean, you have so much expertise and so much knowledge. You bring a respect from the people that you associate with.
Well, Bethel College is really a fine Christian institution, and Dud Lutton is a new head coach there. I'm just pleased and honored to be a part of his staff, and hopefully I haven't forgotten everything I know about the game.
And I want to tell you something. Carl's little boy was just a year old in June, and I said, Carl, how's the baby? You want to see a picture? You don't change much, my friend. We are happy for your success, and beat them all. Do it at Bethel. Do it at Bethel. Alex, I'm glad you came, and I think you better get a nap. Poor guy is really tired. Barbara, thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice to see all of you. The Special Olympics at Robbinsdale High School, August 9th, 8 o'clock in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon. It is special. Unique, special people involved. We'll be back. Warren and I want to tell you about how you can become involved in what's new in terms of doll collecting, and your children could be models. We'll be back.
This is What's New, taking a look at you and your world. The unusual, the entertaining, and the stimulating. With Warren Martin, Nancy Nelson, and Gil Amundsen to let you know what's new.
Good morning. Welcome to What's New today. I hope it's a good day for you. It's certainly going to be a good show. My name is Nancy Nelson. Warren Martin, my colleague, is on assignment. This is not Warren Martin. This is something we're going to do later in the show. We're going to show you how to make that, assuming, of course, you even want to make that. We're going to talk about inexpensive ways to decorate with beautiful things in your home. We're also going to take to the skies and do a little flying as we tell you about an aviation day upcoming this weekend. And we're going to one of our favorite comic strips and the famous Broadway show, Lil Abner, being done in Elk River. It's going to be a good day on What's New. You stay right there. And now, our newsman of the hour. Good morning, Gil Amundsen.
Thank you, Nancy. Good morning. We could see more showers and thunderstorms today. It'll be warm, have a high today, the low to mid-90s. For part, and our temperature is 73 degrees. That's news. More at 5:30 this afternoon on News Center 11. Now, Nancy and the rest of What's New.
Thank you, Gil. The rest of What's New will include music from Little Abner, home decorating tips, but next... Since man first looked up in the sky and saw the birds flying, he decided he wanted to. It took us a long time to fly, but John Mooney, who's at FTC, you know very well that once we started, which was such a short time ago, we sure made strides. The things we fly in today are extraordinary.
Well, Nancy, I think virtually everyone, male, female, young or old, has looked up in the sky, watched the birds, and wanted to do it. And once it became possible, man has taken advantage of that. And coming up this Sunday, what we're going to try and do is fulfill some of these dreams and desires. Because we're having an aviation day, and rather than have you just come out and look at an airplane, we're going to have you come out and fly in an airplane.
Now that sounds almost too good to be true. In fact, here at FTC there are, oh goodness sakes, dozens and dozens of airplanes. And as you've suggested, sitting close to us, we have the bottom of the line and the top of the line. The bottom of the line is the small one over there, and if someone in fact were learning how to fly, John, that's what they would learn in.
Yes, Nancy, that is a Cessna 152. It's a training aircraft, 2-passenger, more than ample to teach you how to fly. A great deal of joy, a great deal of fun comes from that type of an aircraft. What we have next to us is one of our Learjets. This is getting up to the ultimate personal aircraft. You're talking a 500-mile-an-hour missile going through the skies. Now this Sunday, we're going to have flights in all of our aircraft. At 1 o'clock, we're going to have a drawing, and we're going to give 8 people a free ride in a Learjet.
A free ride in a Lear?
Yes. And this is something that very few people get to see, let alone experience. Now, we're going to start about 11 o'clock, so if people want to get in on the free part, they're going to have to be here by then so they can register. We'll also have a new Bell Long Ranger helicopter here, and we're going to give away 5 free rides in that.
And then, of course, people will have the opportunity to look through and get close to the airplanes, which, as we've pointed out, for many is an absolute joy. And for those who don't win that free drawing, they'll be able to go for a ride in a fixed-wing aircraft.
Yes, for $10, we're going to give people demonstration rides, let them take the controls of an airplane, find out what it's really about. That's the whole object of the day, is let people know how wonderful flying really is.
What are the relative costs of airplanes? That little fixed-wing Cessna over there, which people would train in, were they learning to fly, what might that cost today if someone bought it?
That's basically a $20,000 to $25,000 airplane, depending upon instrumentation.
And the Lear?
The Lears, you're talking $1.5 million up to $5 million, depending upon the size.
Is that the most expensive private aircraft in the sky?
No, they get up to $10 million and above. They get larger aircraft than this. But again, it's application size, number of passengers determines cost.
Other aircraft that are here, tell me about the beige-colored one.
Well,
what is that?
That's probably the ultimate single-engine aircraft in the skies today. The Cessna Pressurized 210, as I just stated, is pressurized just like an airliner. You don't need oxygen or anything to fly at 25,000 feet. It has color weather radar the same as an airliner. It has beautiful leather seats for 6 people to sit in total comfort. And you can scoot to your destination in a very limited amount of time and comfort.
Is flying within the reach of most people today? Because if you're dreaming about it, most people, I guess, would say, oh, I'd love to, but I could never afford it, or I could never learn how. Is it reachable for most today?
Nancy, this is a point I'm very glad you brought up, because yes, it is attainable by virtually everyone in our society. And what people aren't aware of is how few people in the entire world have any access to aviation whatsoever. They simply are not allowed to fly. In this country, not only are we allowed to fly, but the cost is extremely reasonable. And very few people know that. They just aren't aware of how fortunate we are to be able to experience the joys of flight when other people can only stand and watch. We don't have to.
And for the folks who are just thinking about it and dreaming occasionally, we again invite them this coming Sunday to FTC. Starts at 11, goes till 4.
4 o'clock, and I said the drawing will be at 1 o'clock. And at that time, some very fortunate people are going to get a ride in a beautiful piece of machinery.
Free rides, other rides for $10 a piece, which is absolutely unheard of.
Both fixed wing and rotor wing.
And just come and ask all the questions you want.
We're going to have tables set up. We're going to have medical doctors here to answer questions. We're going to have pilots here to answer questions. Myself and my staff will be here to answer questions. So there's a little bit for everybody that'll be going on.
Thanks, John Mooney, very much. FTC, you can fly away. Today's kind of a day of talking with friends. Of course, our flight friends were friends. Later on, we'll be with some people that we like very much from the Little Abner cast. And Don Sewell has been on What's New in the Past. We welcome you back, as always, design consultant extraordinaire.
Thank you, Nancy. It's nice to be here. I've got some exciting things today. In my wanderings around, I found a wonderful place called Depth of Field.
Oh, it is great. A lot of fabrics and things.
Fabrics, and I'm really turned on to fabrics and the things you can do with them. So I've got a few things here to show you today, and you can help me do a little project.
I won't wreck anything, I promise.
First of all, I went to the dime store and I got these desk accessories and bought very little yardage and covered the edges of the pad, all coordinated fabrics.
All right, now you bought the fabric and you say covered it. What, you just glue it on?
I fastened it on with carpet tape, which is two-sided tape. I glued this on. You glue the surface and then fasten the fabric on. And then a little bit of ball fringe around the top and you've got a coordinated thing. This is a pencil holder done the same way with a tin can.
You know, that seems so very simple. Is it actually as simple as you're making it sound?
Just a snap. If you make sure that you glue the surface first and then fasten the fabric onto it. These book covers were made with fabric and carpet tape also. There's a two-sided carpet tape there, you see. I fasten it on the inside and on the binding and just wrap it around, and it's easily removable. But it's called a dirty book cover.
A dirty book cover.
A dirty book cover.
I want to show them something as we're doing this. Look at these 3 book covers. This is something that Don has often talked to us about. I was raised being told you must never mix prints.
Wrong.
But yeah, right. Look at this. We've got flowers, stripes, and checks. So it's okay to mix prints.
But you must have something that coordinates, and of course here it's the color. Now, the other thing, of course, is a basket made out of an ice cream carton that you can just go and ask for.
A waste basket.
So this is a desk setup that would be nice for a child's room or for the kitchen or any number of things. But I want to show you something that's really fun, and this is making a lampshade. Depth of Field has got a wonderful idea here for this kind of lampshade.
Okay, now this is, oh, the lamp is not supposed to hang out that far, I don't think.
You can get this wonderful wire frame, and you and I can...
Where do you get this?
Depth of Field sells these too.
This. Okay, specifically made, obviously, for a lampshade.
Yes, now what we do here is there are complete instructions available on how to do this. We draw this string real tight so that it gathers all up.
It's very simply sewn.
Very simply sewn. There's just a rod pocket here for the string, I should say a string pocket.
As you're doing that, it occurs to me that with a fabric that close to a heated light bulb, are you causing any safety problems?
It's held very far away.
Now
that's all put together like that, and we slide that over here and turn it upside down, and you can pull these strings.
Yeah, bring that around here. You know, what amazes me when we do these things with you, Don, is that there actually are people who take the time to do things like this. And I go to their house and I'm envious that they can do it. And you prove to us that it's very, very simple.
It's very simple and very fast.
You hang the bulb through there.
And there you have the shade, the completed thing hung on is like this, to coordinate with the desk set. Isn't that great?
Another thing Depth of Field does is they'll sell you fabric, all kinds of beautiful pictures and things, and look at that, you just stretch that across a frame.
They sell you the stretcher pieces, you can put that all together. They're located in Ridgedale, Rosedale, and on the West Bank.
And one last thing with the few seconds remaining.
This is a wonderful item. This is a clear plastic placemat with a folder. You just slide out this insert that's in there, and I have this already cut.
Slide in something that you want.
And slide in anything you want. Now you can use children's drawings, or you can use wall covering, fabric, anything that you can use, travel posters, cut up, anything that you want.
And you have a beautiful placemat.
You just fold that flap back. There's a little thing here that will make it adhere.
All at
and
depth
there
of
you've
field.
got a nice wipeable surface, all at depth of field.
Don Sewell,
Isn't that
designer
great?
extraordinary. You'll be back again.
I will be back to
Thank
show you
you.
about new drapery concepts and all kinds of new things in
Wonderful.
fabric.
We'll look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Don.
Nancy. Nice being here.
And we'll be back in just a moment with Little Abner. And now with the Elk River Community Theater, a typical day in Dogpatch.
It's a typical day in Dogpatch, USA, where typical folks do things in a typical way. First we rub the sleep from our eyes, get our grub and shoo away the flies. We spend what's negotiable, then we get sociable, sitting around swapping lives. And then we drops by to collect unemployment pay, which leads us to say it's a typical day in Dogpatch, USA.
You're no friend to Mary and Sam if your name is Sir or Madame. But if you're a bachelor, pack up your satchel or I'll have you pushing a pram. For 15 cents extra, I'll furnish the bride's bouquet.
And I'll applaud the director. I'd like you to meet Ken Smith, the director, and Michelle Meyer, the stage manager. When can the folks see this, Ken?
They can see it the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th of August, and the 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Community theater means you're all doing it for the love of it, Michelle.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
And having a good time.
Yes.
You just pointed out, Ken, and we know that about community theater. There's a lot of talented young people who are participating in this.
Many, many.
It's good to see you.
It's nice seeing you.
Thank you all. Lots of fun. Little Abner. And we'll be back tomorrow on What's New. We'll be talking with John Noble, the curator of antique dolls from the New York Museum. Have a good day.